Пусть у нас где-то все, молчим. All right, everybody, hello, and this is the weekly AMA session with Envelop or NIFTSY, whatever you like. Envelop NIFTSY is the framework as the tool for wrapping NFTs, and of course, you already know what does it mean. By the way, you often ask this question, but AMA session is dedicated for the answers. So my name is Eugene Crypto MC. I'm the media host of Envelop, and please welcome, as always, the co-founder and CEO of Envelop NIFTSY, Alex Shedogubov. Alex, how are you doing, sir?
Hello, guys. So everything's going fine. We are developing up to our roadmap. Also, is an updated version of protocol in final tests. I think by the end of the month, it will be available. Lots of new features will be added, especially like addition and collateral other NFTs, multi-collateral, multi-royalty. So just wait for announce it. I think it would be much more interesting. And also, we listened to our partners and added some new features that they requested. Also, we are now upgrading a parallel version of protocol to execute in-game cases, because last week we got the same request from 5 partners to update it. So it will lead to much more useful in-game mechanics. So also soon you will see it, and also some good partnerships. So again, that.
Okay, I think this has been the news of the project for today's week, or maybe you would like to add something. What are the main goals NIFTSY Envelop team has accomplished on this week, or you've already said all the main things?
As I have told, we are working on new cases with game projects. Also today I get a live meeting with our potential partner, which I was just saying 2 weeks ago. So I'm just another location.
Who is here? Who is this potential partner? And
I can say only after we sign the agreement. Everybody knows it's kind of top players on the market, but as soon as we close the deal, it will be announced. But today I was talking about an hour and a half, describing what is protocol, what is index, what is Oracle, why it's needed, what are use cases, what are the profits, what is monetization, and all about the project. And all that was done, even taking into account that the person who presented this fund read our white paper. Also, we had previously communication, but in personal, it was much more easier to describe what we are making, why it's useful, and how it will our product will achieve profits, and what is the main utility for our token as microDAOs, and also the whole concept was described. So it was met with a great interest. So as I was said, we are making something real complicated, but
okay, I do understand. May I ask you, is it hard to acquire partners for Envelop, and how the process of acquiring the potential partner does look like, the main steps, how Envelop does find partners, or partners find Envelop once for?
So it goes both sides. We find them, they find us, but for now, each case is kind of a first case for execution. So it was hard to make once, but as we accomplished cases with marketplace and games, now it's much more easier to understand which steps we need. For example, to describe the whole concept, right? MOU NDAs, then form a tech team, and then start the process of integration of protocol or updating the protocol according to the needs of each partner, and then describing the revenue sharing model Now we mainly focus on this field, especially for game projects when we get a share of transactional shares where our protocol is used and where it forms additional value for our partners. So now it's coming, I think soon we'll make a process like make 1, make 2, make 3, make 4, and here is the integration made. But as you know, the first cases are the hardest ones.
Okay, so we've already got a couple of interesting questions in our live chat. Let's switch them. We've got up to 20 minutes because Alex needs to switch on another meeting. So Mr. Ronald asks, hello, how are you plan to monetize Envelop? How do you plan to monetize Envelop? The good questions, Sasha.
So the main revenue stream will be from our B2B partners. As I just talked about, it will be about revenue sharing. The main aspect, I think, the most profitable one will be transactional. So how these transactions will be formed is like about a royalty, price distributions. So when our partners get a share of these revenue streams for we got a kind of split model, so one part goes to them, one for us, and also there is possible to be made one-time payments, like when we got a kind of event or online or offline event, and when we need to emit thousands of NFTs with wrap tokens inside, it's one-time event, so it's fixed price. Or sometimes we got the partner lot trade who multiple needs, so from 1 week to another week, and we got different formation of tokens, so it's kind of periodical history. So for each partner, we can offer the best monetization, which will fit their needs. And of course, we make priority of making Envelop sustainable and revenue generating thing. And after we also now we are working on to create first MicroDAO case, because we got a partner who's ready to execute it, and we'll show the community how it works with the where NIFTSY tokens will be needed to stake and get revenue shares from revenue generated by this partner of MicroDAO.
Well, we're going further. Ultradon asks, please tell more about roadmap of development. A great question. Let's speak about roadmap, main milestones.
So we are moving even faster than we planned. About the roadmap, also taking into account that we also had additional requests from our partners for any updates, upgrades, and customizations of the protocol. Our tech team is doing a real great job. As for main milestones, in January, we'll get MVP of Oracle. It will be first one version of it, and then we'll get to the spring alpha and beta. In May, we plan to release MVP of Index, and during summer, we plan to compose all 3 parts: protocol, Oracle, and Index in first version. And then to the next fall, it should be in beta is minimum ready. And
okay.
We'll some main functionality.
Scarface asks, I saw you launch DAO soon. Yes, this is. Tell more about it.
We are creating a page, so we plan to be maximum transparent for the community, for revenue streams, spends, token distribution structure, also tokens in circulation. There will be options about voting, and of course there will be cases as MicroDAO, the first one case where our holders will be available, will get the opportunity to stake their tokens in MicroDAO to get revenue from it. Okay, steps.
Well, so dear viewers, thank you for your question. They are getting more stronger, more professional. We're are applauding for you in this. So Adam Walker asks, what is collateral and what can be dropped inside it in frames of wrapping? What can be the collateral for NFT?
So to say simpler, the collateral is a kind of flow price for your wrapped NFT. So collateral can be formed when you got original NFT, you can wrap it with assets, and these assets will form a flow price. Also, you can set up that this flow price will grow on every transaction. And thus, for example, you can set up the token, which will be charged from a seller on every transaction and put inside collateral. So if you set up that on every transaction, it will be charged 10 USDT. And if this token is resold 100 times, so the collateral will achieve 1000 USDT equivalent. So this 1000 USDT will be the flow price of this NFT, and it will be a kind of insurance for the owner of this NFT, and he will understand that anyway this will not drop down below this 1000 USDT, and also it will serve like a good indicator for pricing for this NFT. For example, if you got in your hands NFT with a collateral of 1000, it could be okay to sell it for 2, 3, 5, maybe 10K. But if you decide to sell it for 50 or 100K, I think nobody will buy it. And for the other part, the buyer, it also will be a good indicator to understand his level of risk. For example, if he got collateral inside that equals 20% of the buy price, so he's insured by 20%. Or, for example, if you got the collateral of 1000 and sell it for 2000, the buyer will say the risk of 50%. And collateral can be formed now from any fungible tokens like ERC20 or BEP20, depending on the blockchain where we wrap LP positions. Now the protocol was updated, and soon you'll be able to add inside collateral in other NFTs. For example, now you can wrap original NFT with other assets, and after that you will be able to add not only after you wrapped fungible tokens, but as well other NFTs. So it also will be used in game mechanics, where we can form a more complex heroes or more complex NFTs containing of different assets, items, shields, armors, and so on.
Excellent. We're going further, guys. So Mr. Collins asks, what stages for the Envelop development are the most important? Very good question.
Now in the very important stage, every beginning stage, for example, like MVP of Oracle, for the Oracle is very important. And as we decided with the protocol, we spent about several months to understand the idea, what we're going to make and how it will work. And for the Oracle, we now also have an understanding, and it's the phase of execution, its first version, and testing it. So it will be, I think, the most important as for index, and the most important will be when we got all three parts ready, and or when we connect them and deliver main functionality to every owner of NIFTSY token to get maximum profits and added value from, as well as protocol, Oracle, and index working as one unit.
Master DeFi asks, I heard you are partners of ScaleSwap in Launchpads. So how it actually works?
With ScaleSwap, our partnership looks like that. As you know, we created our own Launchpad based on wrapped NFT mechanics before our IDO, when we wrapped our tokens with time locks and sold it to the community. Our IDO was also on ScaleSwap, who is our partner. They are the first launchpad, site launchpad to implement this mechanic because they definitely liked it and see new potential for their community and for as well as projects and buyers of these tokens. So you will soon see how it works on their side when users can buy tokens with vesting period built into the wrapped NFT. And the main benefit for this is when, for example, in current stage, when you buy tokens with vesting, you got your liquidity locked. You paid and you gotta wait for 1 year, 2 years, and so on. But in this case, you got in back this wrapped NFT, which is liquid. You can resell it on OTC market, or maybe I think we will see appearance of marketplaces for wrapped liquidity or all kind of data OTC platforms where owners of such locked tokens into wrapped NFTs can exchange with each other. So you don't lock your liquidity. It's always at your hand, and on demand you can resell it. Maybe when you see that the project is going well, for example, it made 10x, there's one willing to buy it, you bought it 10 times less, and you understand that maybe it's a good time to sell, and you can sell it for 7x and not wait for 1 or 2 years. So and this case as well works like for retail investors and as well for VCs. As you know, our main partners, Animoca brands, were the or among the first who received our own tokens, also wrapped into NFTs with vesting periods. So they definitely like this technology. We suppose that other VCs will also follow their steps and also like this idea about receiving tokens of the projects into wrapped NFTs, which also adds liquidity to the market of this locked liquidity.
Well, we have 11 minutes left. Kaibu Kiber King, hello, we are fine, hope you too. Old Man Winter asks, do you have any plans for new CEX or centralized exchange listings? Great question, Old Man Winter.
We have plans. We are negotiating with several ones like OKX, MXC, even Upbeat, but we're trying to choose one that gives us best terms and user base, because sometimes some demands great insurance deposits and so on. So for us, the main priority is development and the product, not just freezing liquidity, and because it's sometimes may cause difficulties for life of the product.
Well, Crash Override asks, hey there, what do you think about DAO in future? Will it be popular, DAOs?
Definitely, it's even now popular, but in future I see that except popularity, DAOs will interact with each other, and in metaverses we'll see these actions as well, and our side metaverses, and of course these DAOs also will need tools to estimate each other, to understand if this our partner or DAO 1 will execute what it promised to DAO 2, but how to understand it. So in real world, we got rating agencies like Standard & Poor's and so on, but in Web3, we need different tools, and one of these tools will become our Oracle, which can on demand provide such information on each DAO, on its history and all other aspects, saying if it's in green, yellow or red zone, and maybe just give a score for potential users. Also, it will be kind of a good tool for monetization of the protocol and utility of NIFTSY token when you'll get this result of this analysis only for NIFTSY tokens. But if you just want to get data analyzed, or you can get it for free and spend hours, days to analyze it.
Jim Ford asks, what do you think about the future of NFT markets?
I definitely sure that NFTs are here to stay. I'm also think they will evaluate we also see it now that it evaluated just from simple pixel pictures to interesting game items, collectibles that are not just some funny creatures, but have a real artistic value. We are also plan to enrich every NFT with the economics. So we, as you know, we can work with any NFT from the market and add all abilities to it by our protocol. So we remain the same formats as 721 or 1155, but with new functionality is the main key. And also in updated version of protocol, it will be possible to, when we got on income 721 format, on outcome we get 1155, and other side, when on income we got 1155, on outcome we get 721 format wrapped NFT. So there are use cases for that. And as DAOs develop metaverses, every unique asset is an NFT there, and especially it's a good use case for advertising inside metaverses and games, and there will be new mechanics which are not possible now in current digital advertising. So also think that advertising is a great market, and especially data analysis of this market and data provision can also be a very profitable thing for us.
At once, two great questions about the price of the tokens. Martin Kamstik asks, what would you be the fair price value for the token? And Damian asks, what do you think about the falling price of tokens? If is NIFTSY token price falling now? Alex, I didn't see. What would you say?
I think it's connected to the whole market dump, because not a secret that it dumped hardly, and we see that now on the market some tokens are dumping and pumping. So it's up to the markets. So someone is selling, someone's buying. So it's not for us. So also, this can be caused because maybe users don't see obvious functionality now at current stage. So that's why we are having such AMA sessions. What is functionality, or when it can be used? For example, now you just can use it for farming your tokens. In future, as I mentioned, you can use it in MicroDAO to get income, especially when I'm sure we'll see another rise, but on another fall, when we generate revenue for owners of our token, it would be good on falling market to get income, constant income, transactional. So we need just to make more cases, and I see as utility grows by our partners, everything will be okay also with market behavior, but it all depends on utility, integrations, and use cases.
Well, at once, two questions about wrapping. We'll love questions about how wrapping. Phil Brockton asks, is wrapping option already live? And Voxmax repeats, got the git how to wrap. Planned any video tutorials regarding that? Video tutorials about wrapping, and is wrapping already possible on the website?
Wrapping is possible. Also, tutorials were made, and now we launch a kind of bounty to make tutorials on different languages. Our community manager from China also created Chinese this tutorial. So anyway, if you don't find them, you feel free to ask in our chat for our community. We'll drop the links of current tutorials, so it's rather simple, and we're trying to make it tutorial shorter and more understandable.
Well, the question about farming, Nickname Master asks, can you explain how farming works and how it helps to earn from DAO?
So you now you got NIFTSY tokens, so you want to get APY. So you can go to farming page, app.envelop.is/farming, and then you can choose what number of NIFTSY tokens you want to stake. Choose the period and see APY, and then you stake and get get back a wrapped NFT, which will serve as your right to harvest rewards on 6, 12, or 18 months. And then also it will be used to unstake your tokens. The main profit for you is that anyway you can resell this wrapped NFT. For example, when you decide it's a good time for reselling. And also we also got a limited slots for farming. Yeah, so when we achieve our high level of stakings, we'll also close this opportunity, and the only one who got in will be able to farm.
Matt Jack asks, can you tell more about utility of the token? He means NIFTSY token, I think.
As I mentioned, the main utility is to get profits from microDAOs and envelop a super DAO when it's ready. And when our token can be used inside the protocol to be forming collateral, the flow price of an NFT will be paid as a royalty in different projects. Also, when Oracle and will be ready, NIFTSY token will be used to get analyzed info from it. And also token will be used to get main functionality from protocol, Oracle, and index, working at a single unit. And we plan different parts of monetization when we get fixed prices for different, we can name them pro functions or advanced functions, and payment and NIFTSY token will give you priority pricing for that cases.
Well, we've got 2 minutes left. If guys, we did answer on your question, that means that we've already answered on this in the previous AMA session. Just check the videos. I always put the time codes where just find the answer and find the question on the time codes in previous videos and find the answer. We got all the answers on all the questions. And the last question sounds like from Mr. X, how Envelop plans to get new clients?
By our BizDev team, so it's shows to be effective. Also, we are organizing a hackathon in January. Also, we are now communicating with our partners who will also participate and support us there. We need to find additional dev teams to widen horizontally, because we got main team moving vertical in cases to create each one new case, but to spread it horizontally, we need new teams, because with our dev team, it's not possible to execute all the cases. So this is also the good point to create, to acquire new partners as well.
Well, so guys, we've completed our short and effective AMA session. Unfortunately, Alex needs to go to another Zoom session. So thank you very much. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, join our Telegram channel, and stay tuned for next weekly AMAs and partners. Feel free. You will see all of them on the YouTube channel. Bye-bye for today.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye.